Hello, welcome to Phantasy Star Online 2. Let's just power through this. There's a legend in the world of Omega about me, unsurprisingly. And mysterious purple flowers
It's even more of a mess than I feared.
are fragments of the profound darkness.
You're right about that. All this talk of sorcery and summonings, it's all over the place. Crazy doesn't begin to describe it. For what it's worth, I don't think our world's history has any bearing on Omega. None of their attire or equipment is in my databanks.
There's a lot to process here, and it is rather jumbled, but we've gleaned two vital pieces of knowledge from this right off the bat. First, it's possible to return from Omega. Second, it's possible to send you into Omega.
The Akashic records are a mishmash of multiple time axes. That's why Omega's history is such a jumble. But that also works to our advantage.
You're the only one who can visit the world on the other side. But a parallel version of you from another time axis should help you out. I'll trust your judgment as far as what to do on site. Helping this Hariette girl should help you learn more about Omega. It's a solid choice for a guardian as well, of course.
So for the time being, our goal is to help Hariette out and destroy the Castrum Demonicas plaguing the countryside. We gotta run a full analysis of the Buster Tower for that. If we can emulate those, we might be able to produce our own facsimiles. Let's knock 'em dead out there.
Cool. Going back in.
Guardian, thank you for your earlier assistance.
Rune of Legic. You're not related to King Legic from Phantasy Star 1, are you? Because he was kind of an asshole. And I know you are too.
To you for saving Lady
Maybe
Hariette.
It was the obvious thing to do.
Even something so obvious was beyond my power to do. That frustrates me. The only reason I couldn't assist Lady Hariette back there was because I was too feeble. I'm supposed to be Lady Hariette's adjutant. If only I were as strong as you, Guardian, she might be more willing to lean on me.
Hey, you're not thinking of using ephemera, are you? From what we've learned, ephemera is awfully tempting, and we've heard very little about its side effects so far. Is everyone really okay with not using ephemera at all in light of that?
No matter how fiercely we lament our weakness, none of us would dare to use ephemera. There could be no greater betrayal of Lady Hariette's wishes. Ephemera twists the world, and it would be folly to say that no one questions that claim. But Lady Hariette strives for all our sakes. That much is undeniable. When she instigated this uprising to strike down Prime Minister Lutz, a man obsessed with personal gain, she did so purely for the people. She devotes herself tirelessly to the cause of righteousness, no matter how much harm it does to her mind and body. No. All of us have found a purpose for ourselves in supporting Lady Hariette in her quest. Guardian, I am truly grateful to you for rescuing her. But I am her adjutant. I'll be the one to protect her. Now, if you'll excuse me.
Talk about transparent! He's head over heels for Hariette. That was pretty educational, too. Everyone's more enthused about Hariette than about eliminating ephemera. From what he's saying. He's so dashing and handsome, though. He must have grown up from an upstanding family with cultured siblings and all that.
It's fine. It's fine. There's nothing to be afraid of. Nothing at all. I've lost my body and life once already. It exists as an offering to the people. It exists to be with them. So don't be afraid, Hariette. It's fine. Everything's fine. Oh dear, I'm so sorry. You caught me at a most embarrassing moment, didn't you?
You scared?
I am, yes. I would be lying if I claimed otherwise. But it is a fear I must never forget. A fear of conflict is what fuels my desire to bring it to a swift end, and it keeps me off the field. Thus, I must always keep that fear close to my heart, so that I do not act recklessly. But please don't tell anyone you saw me lose my composure. Ever. The people would worry.
Okay.
Say, you've mostly spoken about your own land so far. There are others in this world too, right?
Yes, that's right. This continent is divided into 4 cardinal nations. This is the southern nation. Here lies the domain of Quento, a land of nature and magic. I am the second child of the late king of Quento.
So, you're a princess?
In the sense that I am royalty, yes. You are welcome to see me as one. But it is precisely because I am royalty that I must, on occasion, take up arms and fight. Prime Minister Lutz was drunk on the power and prosperity brought about by Ephemera when he launched his coup. Because of that, my father lost his life, and we were banished from the kingdom. Now Lutz calls himself king, and he forces the people to bear greater burdens than ever in the name of augmenting his forces. As members of the royal family, it falls to us to put an end to Lutz's tyranny. I cannot allow our land to become intoxicated by power and plunge headlong into a foolhardy war. I would like you to meet someone, so that we might discuss what comes next.
Cool. Harriet's older brother.
I would like you to meet someone. The invitation Hariette extended to the Guardian led them on a journey to a city in southern Quento. It was a location that was far removed from the events in the royal capital. The city was a remote little burg, unaffected by the fighting. It offered no sign at all of nearby conflict.
Ah, Lady Hariette! Welcome back!
We were all so frightened when we heard you'd come under attack. I'm so glad you're safe.
Oh, you must be tired, Lady Hariette. I'll prepare rooms for you, Mr. Varuna, and your entourage.
It pains me to have worried you. But rest assured, there is no need to be concerned. These people have kept me quite safe. I must show my guests in. Please, as you were.
Whoops. Whatever.
My apologies for all of the commotion. We are currently bound for the Quento Revolutionary Army headquarters.
There's an awful lot of people here for a revolutionary army.
They are all people who could not bear the tyranny of the current pretender, Prime Minister Lutz.
Prime Minister Lutz's highest priorities are the collection of ephemera and the summoning of Castrum Demonicus using it. Castrum Demonicus are summoned without regard to where people live. One after another, it's becoming increasingly erratic.
Enslavement by technology is a pox upon the world. I am certain that ephemera is no different in that regard. The one I'd like you to meet is just inside. Coming in!
You know, normally you wait for someone to bid you enter before barging in. You defeat the purpose of knocking otherwise.
If I awaited your reply, brother, the whole day would be wasted.
And how many other sunsets have there been besides?
I know that voice!
Oh? Did you bring guests? Does that mean our time of reckoning is finally at hand?
Hal, what are you doing here?
Luther? He's back. Technically.
Luther is indeed my name. Who are you to utter it so disrespectfully? Few people would react so strongly to my name and face. Few, except minions of Lutz, that is.
You are mistaken, Luther. This person saved me when I was being chased.
You simply accept that, Hariette. Couldn't there be a ploy on their part? To have you lead them right to our hideout.
Luther!
Yes, calm yourself. It's unbecoming for an heir to the throne to raise her voice so.
The same could be said of you, Luther.
I was stripped of my right to exceed, remember? Which leaves me with that much more liberty in terms of my thoughts, my deeds, and my research.
Oh, I get it. That is what Alma was talking about. The universe's memories are all jumbled up. Since this is the Akashic Records dream, anything is fair game. But still, I wasn't expecting Hariette's brother to be Luther of all people. There's crazy, and then there's crazy. What is it?
A fairy, just as the legend foretold. As for you, of course, you must be the otherworldly visitor spoken of in the selfsame legend.
You can tell that?
I stand at the forefront of sorcery research. One look at your mana flow makes it clear you're not of this world. Besides, this is a land where summoning is a reality. I was the one to discover their mechanism. It would be irrational indeed if I refused to believe in the existence of other worlds. I must say, though, I'm impressed that you speak our language in that form and fly through the air. Legend or no, it's quite fascinating. How would you like to be a research subject?
Oh, jeez! The more things change, the more they stay the same. Hey! Whoa! Help me!
We're not getting anywhere like this.
Point. Let's get back on topic then. Allow me to delve into the origin of our war and the state of our nation. It all started with this flower, ephemera. You've already heard about what it does, I trust.
Using ephemera as a catalyst makes works of sorcery far more potent than they would be otherwise.
This enabled the working of sorcerous miracles that would never have otherwise been possible under mundane limitations. Such strange flowers. They sprout up the world over, leaving no seeds. When their petals scatter, they fade away like morning fog. Some characterize them as gifts from on high, but in truth, they are quite the opposite. More of a deal with the devil, really. To wit, ephemera are demonic flowers that slowly erode the minds of those who use them, gradually driving the world mad.
What do you mean by erode minds?
False spawn corruption.
Exactly what I said, Fairy. As one absorbs the mana given off by ephemera, their mind becomes increasingly eroded. It progresses slowly, unnoticeably, until finally, the user is no longer capable of distinguishing between sanity and madness. Then, they accept only those who are similarly afflicted. They cultivate an inescapable obsession with eliminating all others. Prime Minister Lutz is one such victim. He killed the king and usurped the throne. And you see what he is doing now.
This sounds an awful lot like F-factor corruption. If the profound darkness is behind the rise of this ephemera, that would explain a lot. If continual use of ephemera results in people's minds being eroded, that's a huge threat. But how did you figure that out?
Well,
I was the one who devised the Castrum Demonica conjuration. I've allowed countless people to die after being driven mad by it.
but that's not fair! You were just working to advance the field of sorcery. You never meant to.
Excuses are cheap, Hariette. I have sacrificed many on the altar of my research. I am aware of my crimes, and why my right to succession was stripped away. And now, the very world is being eroded as a result of my research. That's a fact, plain and simple.
Did all unfold just as you predicted?
If it did, I certainly wouldn't be here right now. This is the result of being fixated on the true object of my research, and refusing to take other factors into account. All I did was watch as people became corrupted. I'm the craziest of them all. If not for Hariette, I'm sure I would have suffered the same fate as Lutz.
Granted, you are the one who created the Castrum Demonica. But you are also the one who crafted the Buster Tower conjuration to destroy it.
Yes, and we've seen what that's gotten me. A spot right at the top of Lutz's hit list. Collusion with enemy nations on the use of Castrum Demonicas, larceny, insurgent R&D. The list of trumped-up charges goes on, I'm sure.
Ephemera was first discovered decades before we were even born. Its effects were tremendous, but nothing world-changing. It was the Castrum Demonica conjuration that Luther discovered, which changed the face of war in our world. Every country summons Castrum Demonicas to their borders and has staring contests with their neighbors, never directly attacking.
With no invasions, wars stay contained, and needless bloodshed is averted. By all appearances, it leads to a world at peace. Perhaps if one takes this at face value, the leaking of Castrum Demonica technology to other nations wasn't in vain. But that's only on the surface. It's merely one step on a slow path toward destruction.
Because ephemera drives people mad?
Yes, the Castrum Demonicas consume ephemera and scatter its corruption far and wide. We must ensure that they are destroyed. That is why I devised the Buster Tower. To be a counter-conjuration capable of destroying the Castrum Demonica's Arx Demonica. But handling one requires a large amount of mana, and more to the point, 0 ephemera. It's beyond any layperson's ability to handle. Neither Hariette nor I had the aptitude. Yet, you mastered it. Not only that, but you breached the Arx Demonica and destroyed the Castrum Demonica. What's more, you've even managed to replicate the Buster Tower summons through your own arts, and you can manage several simultaneously. If that doesn't qualify someone to be the savior, what does? They bloom by chance, conveniently happening to be a catalyst that improves summons. Coincidences that sweet simply don't exist. They're evil entities that distort the world and incite madness with every use. They must be driven extinct. The sooner, the better.
Luther.
I admit that him having Luther's face still throws me off, but he's being perfectly sensible about this. Ephemera, the flower that distorts the world. The flower that your photons disintegrate. We've tested it before, and these are crystallized F-factors. For all intents and purposes, they're part of the profound darkness. If it's the ephemera that caused the profound darkness to grow more active in this world, then we can't allow them to exist. It's sounding more and more like working with Hariette is the right call.
Indeed. I guess we'll return to the ship and let them talk.
I still can't believe we encountered Luther that way. Calling it the Akashic Records dream is a good way to put it. It's even more chaotic than I imagined.
Dreams are always kind of random. I bet it's only going to get more nutty from here.
Alma, is it just me? Or are you eating this whole thing up?
Sorry. I'm not, honest. I actually feel pressed to do something about it. It's just been so long since I've spoken with other people that I can't help but make the most of it.
You said you were with the Akashic Records, right? What were you doing after Shion was gone?
Nothing. I was just together with the Akashic Records. I was alone, watching the records of the universe file themselves away. I was content with that. But I guess when I start talking, it makes me want more. Interpersonal connection is really important.
Alma? You can always chat with me. I mean, when you have the time.
Really, Sierra? I thought you were super busy.
A little's not gonna kill me. Being a sounding board is part of my job description. Right?
Take it easy, okay?
I hear you. Okay, Sierra. I'm sure we can find plenty to talk about.
Sure.
We are currently preparing special VR training for all ARC's ops to participate in.
Alrighty. Now I shall stop this party. Thanks for watching.